Well, good morning. And when I say it's a beautiful morning to be alive, I want you to know I really mean that. Okay. So, Cheryl and I want to join you today. We want to have a few words with you today. Hopefully, we're going to give you a little bit of inspiration today of where you got to go in this world. You see, good morning, Brandy. Good to see you. You see, in life, we run into chaos at times, and that's what's happened here in our lives in the last week is we ran into chaos. Cheryl, what's the last week been like for you?
Kind of hectic, not knowing, out of control, not knowing what you can do, just working with it. It's different. Okay.
Yeah, so as we went through, so you know, and a lot of people know this, is I had a heart attack last week and went through a tremendous change. And you know, in my life, this is another episode of what we're going to call chaos. Chaos. Because last week was truly chaos. Last week, it came home to me in ways that I should have seen the warning signs. I should have seen what was going on, but I didn't until I was sitting right where I'm sitting right now. And I had a heart attack, and an ambulance had to come, and I had an EKG right where I'm sitting because I'm actually not sitting in front of a lake like you're looking at. That's the power of virtual. But what we did was we had to face chaos. We had to face alone times. We had to face times that friends pulled us through. So that's what we want to speak to you today about because that's what life is. Life is a time of chaos. Cheryl, if you look back through your life, how many times has chaos interrupted your day, interrupted your life?
Chaos. I think there's a little chaos every day. There's been huge things more times than I really want to, and talk about. The thing about chaos is you just have to work with it as it comes up. You can't predict it. You can't control it. It's in your lifetime. You wake up and you go at it with heads on.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at this from chaos that I went through 10 years ago when my entire life turned upside down. And it was chaos. It changed what I did for a living. It changed me. I'm a different person today. And today I know that I'll be a different person than I was a week ago Monday. You know, when you look back in 10 years ago, when I look, things happened. And about 5 years ago, I wrote my first book. It was called Chaos to Reinvention. Since that time, I've now published 7 books. Cheryl's published 6 books. Because what happens as chaos happens is we decide it's time to get better. It's time to get better. And that's what the message I want you to look at. As you look at the world around you, possibly right now, things are in a state of chaos for you. Maybe that things are confusing to you right now. Well, here's what I want you to know life is a period of reinvention. And that's one of the things that we've been lucky enough to do is Cheryl and I have both reinvented ourselves many, many times in our life. So some of you are aware, Cheryl, many years ago, Cheryl, what did you do for so many years for a living?
Actually, I hung wallpaper for 22 years.
Okay.
So if
And
that's the one you're referring to.
right. And when you did this, you climbed on ladders and scaffolding in stupid, crazy ways. Is that right?
Yeah, things I would probably beat my children for doing and condemn everybody else for trying.
That's it. So, this is what the message we want to get out to you. If you run a business and things are not going properly, you got to think of the following think of the customer. What does your customer need? What does your customer need for you to service them best? A lot of times, that's where the decision lies. Whenever you've got to reinvent your business, you've got to reinvent your business where it's successful, but you've also got to keep in mind of what the customer needs. Like Bart just added, the only constant in life and business is change. And Bart will remember a time that I was president of Chimney Safety Institute of America and president of. And I made a decision and announced to those two boards that I would not accept another term as president. It was time for me to move on. It was time for me to move on. It's just like Yvette says there. You got to stay focused. You can't let it consume your life. But success in life is going to involve a series of reinventions. As an example, and I've used this one before, if Sears Roebuck had reinvented itself, it would be Amazon today. But it didn't reinvent itself, did it, Cheryl?
Afraid not. And it went down. I mean, it still lurks in the background, but it will never rise to be what it was earlier.
Yeah, it will never ever rise to be the way it was before. It is done. It is over with. Can Sears Roebuck bring itself back at this point? I don't think so. It's just like all the other great companies. So, this is our message to you today. In business and in life, you're going to face times of severe darkness. You're going to face times that you're not sure how you're going to proceed to move to what we call your dreams. Cheryl, do you ever feel that way in your life? I'm just keep moving forward.
Yeah, you always get it. But like my grandmother said, you throw your shoulders back and you just go at life. I mean, we all tend to look at certain areas of our life, our business, our some of us just on the personal side. But always remember, not only do you have to look at the business, you have to look at the customers, because without your customers, you're not going to have a business.
Right. And as a leader, you've got to listen. You see, that's one of the things. One of the worst things that can happen to us in business today, and you all know it is, to get a bad Google review. When you get a bad Google review, what does it do? It ruins your day. But what you got to do is look at this. Is this bad review? Is there something there that can teach you how to be better? Has someone given you a gift by giving you that bad review? As painful as it is, my point of view is change is painful. It's up to each of us to make a decision. Will we go through the pain of change, or will we continue in the pain that we're in? Like I said, the last week has proven to me I have to make changes in my life if I'm going to be on God's green earth. That's the way it is. And it was like giving up things that have been habits of mine for many, many years. And this is tough. But what I think about was what I went through last Wednesday morning, because I don't want to go through it again. And I don't want to put her through it. So, Cheryl, what's your closing thoughts on reinvention and on change?
Be ready for change. Believe me, it's going to happen whether you want it to or not. It's how you accept it, how you deal with it. Do you just put up the blinders and go on as you were, or do you follow like you say, the gifts that the change has given you? Many of us don't like change. I enjoy it. It's a new challenge. It's what keeps us going. So in my book, change is a blessing. It may not be what you want, but it opens the next door.
Yeah. So we're back on schedule. Like I said, is today a great day to be talking to you? You better believe it. I wish I could see each one of you right now, just like you can see me. But I know we got a lot of people joining us here. Next week, we're going to be back doing our instructor-led classes. We've got classes scheduled coming out, and we're going to be coming out with more and more live stream-led classes and providing more and more education and our services to those in the industry. And with our team here at CBC Success Group, let me tell you something. There ain't nobody got a better team to help you get to the next level. When I look at the caliber of the people on my team, it's unreal. And I know they're consistent with it because let me tell you something. My health coach is Brandy Biswell, okay? And she even told me, you may end up hating me when this is all over, but I won't because I know what she's doing is for my own good. So just like Yvette says there, every challenge is what builds your business and your character. Learn to embrace the chaos and the change. So that's our message to you today. It's been a very difficult past few days for us. It's been, it's a little emotional to get on here like this. And I really appreciate each and every one of you, your thoughts. Cheryl, anything else?
Just want to thank y'all for being out there. We've had a lot of great contacts this week. Time to go.